Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lost Relic Gaming. We're back for more of our series, The Melancholy Monarch. Day 7 was a frustrating one, but here we are back again for more blueprints. As we head back into Mount Holly, hopefully without echoes this time. Grab our allowance, which is now 7 coins. Alright. Got 1 die, so it's risky. But I want to come over here. And apparently waste my start. Okay. Not great. The game just does not want to give me tomb, which is really quite frustrating. You know, I think they must have changed something in an update, because this bedroom used to have a locked chest here about every other time. Now it's day 8 and we still haven't seen a locked chest there. It is perplexing. Nothing on the floor. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in this box. The white box is true. So the only way you can have at least 1 true and 1 false. If this is false, this is false, then that can't be true. If this is false and this is false, that would have to be true, which would put them in here. Okay. We are already wasting a doorway. Nothing we can do about it. RNG is not being kind. Rushing north is never a good choice in this game. Is not looking good. At least maybe we can get an upgrade disc used. The letter D, because there is a car and a card on the wall. Really the only possible choice there. The two would have dead-ended us. Another bad RNG showing. And more. Okay. Another closed door. And now at least this run won't be a total waste. Get that disc in there. Upgrade the boudoir. Take dice. I would always trade 1 gem for 2 dice. And 3 steps isn't even that's not even worth consideration. It's just not. Well, we have to go with archives. Marion Marigold wrote Swimbird. She wrote Red Prince. So this is clippings of Simon's mother, it looks like, and his family. I'm not going to read them. You can, of course, pause if you would like to read them. Every time we draft now, one of them is a blind draft. Which is really, really not good. Pretty cool place, Mount Holly. Well, Here, we have to take the blind one, because the other two would both just dead end us. And so does this one. Okay. Let's go drop a coin in the well. We have one more door. Alright. Not quite the end of the run. Only almost the end of the run. Greenhouse would have been nice if we'd actually gotten the coat check, which somehow we didn't, despite having something in it. Plain pain. This room's the letter L. Let's redraw. Billiard room, and I believe that was a mistake. Oh no, that turns north. Anything here? No. The silver key. Okay. There are the dice. That's this room. So there should be a treasure in here. Somewhere. It's a lot of digging. One of the lost coffers. May have been a mistake to take that, because I think this will not return. So that treasure's just gone now. Drafting strategies next. Got the antechamber closed. Country stew pie. Don't have a boiler room, and I don't plan on drawing one. Not for 10 steps. Okay. guess we go archived. Got a ton of resources, but nothing to use them on. I should have re-rolled that room. I'll go green room, greenhouse rather. RNG continues to be our enemy in this run. It is not our friend in the least. Page 5 again is sheets. Okay. None of those. Last roll. Oh, there we go. Okay. Take that. All right. So now we've actually got a goal that can be achieved. Back to the greenhouse. To pull the lever and open the antechamber. This time we've got enough steps to do something with it. To continue up, you must go down. You found the basement key. Okay. Not a whole lot of steps to spare, but it's enough. That symbol that we saw on both sides of this door matches the key, and now it's time to give ourselves more access to the basement, although it's really not that critical since we can get here from the other side. Thanks to the power sledge on day 1. And I am going to spare all of us the wasted time of playing with this because I know at the moment we can't do anything with it. So let's head outside to drop one of our 37 wasted coins into the fountain. was a fairly poor run. Again, that's 2 in a row. Not the best, but not the worst. Let's give it another go. Let's try day 9. Maybe we can get some good random number generation and not waste resources that on another day would be run saving. Day 8 we made the big mistake of digging up a treasure chest when there were no real rooms left to open. So it was a waste of a lot of resources that I believe we don't get back. Okay. Laboratory early is always a good thing. Well, this is a useless laboratory. I don't really want any of these. So the RNG has not decided to be kind. It continues. Okay. Oh, no, this is extra. Still no chest here. They must have taken that chest out in an update. I've never gone 3 runs without getting a chest in that room, let alone 9. Okay. Okay, so if this is true, those are both false. It's the only way the logic puzzle works here. Only one solution to the logic puzzle. So if you figure one out, that's the right answer. Coins. RNG has not decided to completely abandon us on this run, as it did the last. Final key. I'm going to take the Geist bedroom. And we are going straight for meta progression here. I've tried time and again to draft the tomb, and the game has not cooperated once. But I know if you've got 2 dice, the game has no choice. There are only 9 rooms you can draft at the shed. So 2 rerolls and you've got all of them. Only needed 1. Okay. Open only in the event of my death. Simon, so here's where it all ends, at least for me. And of all the picturesque places of this grand estate, I chose this dreary, dank dungeon to be laid to rest. And that same dim, somber fate fell upon my father and his father before him, who loved the outdoors even more than myself. They say there is no stronger bond of servitude than tradition, and family tradition thrice as strong. These are chains that seldom bend and never break, and I do wonder what plans and prospects of yours will be sacrificed upon the family font of convention. What biography of your own will you forsake to add another page to your father's memories, or your mother's, or mine? In our youth, we are gifted with dreams and ambitions. At our death, we are left with realities and regrets. I think there is no greater sin than to perpetuate tradition that stagnates growth, that stagnates purpose, that suffocates dreams. What point is there to live another's life at the sake of your own? Oh, how I wish to have been buried underneath the great oak overlooking the plains, the wondrous woods, and the worldly mountains. And the wild holly that surrounds that trunk, a perpetual token of sympathy laid across my grave. What dreadful tradition is it that dumped me in this senseless hollow? And if by morbid example this dark crypt makes any impression whatsoever on you, if reading this letter, within these damp halls plants in you a seed of hope. If these words might grant you strength to bend, if not break, these chains, then I would cherish this tomb more than oak, and sycamore, and spruce, more than the wondrous woods and worldly mountains. This cold storeroom would become the most cherished place in all our domain. I would have you raise a shrine upon this spot to commemorate the moment of your liberty, to treat this sepulchre as hallowed ground, to realize that grand gestures can only be as effective as they are theatric, and to, in turn, as recompense for the freedom thus granted you, commit yourself to be buried here, here within this mausoleum of dreams, and when the day comes to write down your own letter, to inspire the next generation that follows in our footsteps. As is tradition, Herbert S. Sinclair. Okay. That's where we came in. There's the table I was searching for. Each of our journeys come to a conclusion here in the tomb. This floor plan is the definitive dead end, or is it? Okay, so those of you who've been paying close attention will recognize this from the chapel, as you'll recognize the rest of the statues, also from the chapel. There's an order to do them in. Let's see if I remember. Oh, is the chimney sweep 5 or 6? It was 6. Okay. And where was that last one? There we are. Or not? Okay. I took their staying in position as evidence that I'd gotten it right, but apparently I didn't. Okay. Let's reset all of them. You first. You second. Pitchfork. Chimney sweep. Broom. Riding crop. Scepter. Okay. Alas, poor Yorick. first. Let's see what's in here. I think there was something else as well. Rest of the map. We've got an upgrade disc. Okay. Don't recall what that signifies. Well, I think it may be the room just on the other side of that mining cart with that spinning puzzle. Here we are on the opposite side of the reservoir, and with a flooded tunnel here. So that's as far as we go this way for now. But we have unlocked some important steps. We make our way topside. Okay. I don't believe we actually need the tomb again. I could be wrong though. We could always jump to the foundation through the basement. That is a possibility. Buy some shoes. Oh, that would have been a pretty good one. Okay. Gain 4 stars. Take billiard room. And a coin. Not the key we were hoping to find. But it's the key we got. working lever. A greenhouse can, again, get us into the antechamber if we make it that far. Not ideal. Hello, little one. Now we must backtrack. Oh, we've got the greenhouse open though. Something in here that I just missed. Coins. Lots of them. Alright. Don't think we've really got enough steps to make use of that. I'm pretty sure we don't. But we're gonna try. Running shoes. That's the first step saved by them. Maybe it'll save us enough to get something done. Maybe not. Come on. Is there a desk here? No. Alright, so that key card did some good after all. Turnip. Turnip. That's not a turnip. Come on, turnip. That's not a turnip either. Okay. Okay. And with that, we call it a day. Nowhere left for us to go. However, the tomb was opened. And now, actually, I don't think we've got enough steps. Let's check anyway. There may be enough steps. At least, yeah, there's not enough steps to finish. But perhaps... not if we go the wrong way. Not if we go the wrong way twice. Here we are back here. I could have sworn there was something else. Like a hidden room. But it's not this one, right? There's a hidden room over here. Maybe that's something unlocked that I just haven't done yet. We've got a different combination of rooms that we can get to. Excavation from 1918. Okay, there it is. I knew there was something. Gear down there. All right. Been over there. That's where we unlocked the mechanarium. We have not, however, been here yet. Fake doors. None of them actually open. Gentlemen, thank you once again for joining me here at Lost Relic Gaming. Today at Mount Holly. We have opened up the northern door of the antechamber. Elusive room 46. To rank 10. Unseen level. Can't get there yet, but now we know it's there. There's still mysteries to solve. Those doors ahead, the one just behind. But for now, take our leave of Blueprince. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Relic. you've been enjoying Blueprints, and I'll see you next time for more Melancholy Monarch here at Lost Relic Gaming.